So, Christmas Duck. Christmas Duck, Hi, I'm Steve Gaynor. I'm the co-founder of the Fulbright Company. The Goodfellow High School jacket and the logo generally is...
Hello, my name is Kate Craig, and I was creating a lot of the environment assets for the game. Not all of them, some of them I had help with, which I'll touch on a little later.
The fact that there are speedruns for our game makes me really happy, and the fact that, that the biggest purpose of the card was, to say, oh, Sam is 17, if you look for this thing. But there's so much, we need so much handwriting in the game, especially for,
Oh man, mom handwriting.
Hi, I'm Chris Remo, the composer.
Hi, this is Corin Tucker from Heavens to Betsy. And
so here's one of Dad's.
The Doors were actually one of the hard...
One of our favorite movies is The Apartment, which was directed by Billy Wilder, and...
Here we have Fresh Magazine, which is...
Inside of this file folder, you find the first combination code in the game. This code goes to Dad's locked filing cabinet, and it's 0451, which is a bit of a tradition / in-joke amongst... I mean, it's not really an in-joke, it's just an internal reference amongst this lineage of games that hark back to immersive sims that are kind of first-person exploration games that started with Ultima Underworld and System Shock. When you're...
My name is Sarah Grayson, and I do the voice of Sam Greenbrier in Gone Home.
So these are all the VHS tapes, or most of them, in the house. And these in the TV room are from they only belong to Dad and Sam, because Mom has some VHS tapes, but they're up in the bedroom. And you can tell Dad's because he writes in a big...
Sam's story...
Most of the bookshelves in the house are filled with undifferentiated books. I mean, they're...
I feel like one of the best bits of advice was actually from the Fulbright team before going in to do the first recording.
Composing the ambient exploration tracks definitely ended up being the weirdest part of creating music.
One of the larger assets that we needed for the basement to really give it character.
Oh man, this thing.
So, two things.
there was kind of this intellectual, cross-cultural, pen pal thing that happened before the internet. We used to write letters back and forth to each other.
Putback is the feature that I'm happiest with in the game, and it actually came about as sort of a little bit of an accident. Playtesters had told us they didn't want to feel like some kind of horrible person rummaging around this house. And
The music for Gone Home was mainly composed over two separate periods, roughly a year apart. A version of Part 1 of the game had to be ready by October 2012.
Fanzines, I mean, that's one of the things that we started doing right away, was doing these Riot Girl fanzines, and everyone would contribute. And
So earlier in...
all of the sliding doors that you see in the game.
It's really about the ideals that we were trying to get across.
For a long time.
When you put out any sort of content about your game online, whether it's screenshots...
Oh, you found an Easter egg!
Who found it?
You found it! This is the best! You looked up! No one in a first-person game looks up!
Because there's no rewards to looking up.
Because it's hard to look up.
So
I'd already played through the first full half of Gone Home before I started composing any music, which was really important to understand how the game felt and played and looked. But I didn't get a build of the
Really? We didn't really give Kate very specific direction for this. She gave us... So you want to talk about this fucking jazz mug?
Nobody wants to talk about the jazz mug.
Well,
It's
except
the
for
worst.
Carla.
I hate it. It's the worst.
That was such a common theme
Yeah.
when we were like approving assets or making stuff visually for Gone Home. Is just like, oh my god, that's hideous. I fucking hate it. We're putting it in the game.
Yeah,
because
there's
like
so
just
much
like
of that.
awful '90s furniture and like
Like we see it in a secondhand store or like
or you
just
see
on
it in the
internet.
Sears catalog
like,
we
yeah,
bought,
that's
and it's just
true.
like there's
We
so
just
many
feel like,
fucking
oh,
ruffles on it. I want to puke. Like the wicker furniture in
Yeah.
Mom and Dad's room.
Right.
It's like that's fucking hideous.
We need it.
We never really discussed the idea of
I had seen Bikini Kill and Bratmobile play their first show.
So these are
Yeah, I ended up being pretty happy with it.
Mom and Dad are much more actively religious. You know, there's a Bible. I was one of the hosts of the Idle Thumb. Barf Burger is enjoyed by all. So the thing is, a lot of
The boxes.
Well, I mean, I've always, one of the most comforting things in the world to me is having somebody, like, brush my hair or stroke my head, like my mom when I wasn't feeling well. I could lie down in her lap.
the life cycle of the condom.
That's not a real thing, Steve.
The life cycle of the condom.
All right,
By
it's-
Carla Zamanja.
Is as follows.
One of my favorite things that came out during development was someone wrote an email mistakenly referring to mittens, and Steve replied in the voice of Katie, saying, "It's just Mitten. She's only one cat, Mom."
So there's
Another board game. This one wasn't done by me, though. This one was done by Carla. But I really like it because the ghost figures on the back of the game are actually long-deceased family members of mine.
almost none of the events, the little events in the game, are scripted as far as like triggering when you do something specific. So all of the thunder and lightning and the creaky noises in the house.
I really enjoyed playing Gone Home. I have to say it was pretty exciting to find the Heavens to Betsy tape, because that was really, those songs really did come out on a cassette tape at the time, and that really was how people discovered the music was getting a cassette tape passed around. So getting to put it in the actual tape player.
It's one of those things where we had always wanted to.
Katie, I'm so sorry that I can't be there to see you in person, that I can't tell you all this myself. But I hope as you read this journal and you think back, that you'll understand why I had to do what I did. And that you won't be sad, and you won't hate me, and you'll just know